What's up everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Demon Souls. As always, we're going to start off with our ritual of talking to some NPCs. We're going to start off with the crestfallen Blue Phantom here, who's been kind of deriding us. Actually no, first let's talk to the Maiden in Black and level up a little bit, because we got so many souls from level 1-2 of Boletarian Palace. So far I have a pretty even balance of vitality, endurance, and strength. Leaning a little towards strength because I want enough strength first to use the purple flame shield, which I already accomplished, and next to use a weapon we're going to get pretty soon. And then of course I want a little bit of magic so I can buy spells from the angry ass apprentice of Sage Frake. Now we can talk to the Blue Phantom. Wait, what's this? Uh-oh. Signed out. Hold on. There we go. I guess I was having network issues.
Have you seen my corporeal flesh?
I am afraid I have not. I talked to Baldwin off camera, so let me just cut to that footage.
Perhaps you've already heard, but there's another blacksmith at the entrance of Stonefang Mine. He's an eccentric old man, but he knows his trade well. He's the only sane one left in a town of soul-starved men. If you do meet him, yeah, well, forget it. That stubborn old ne'er-do-well will just ignore you.
Saints, sages, and all manner of wise men watch over the halls of this Nexus. This rejuvenating sanctorium is a fine place for the slayers of demons to rest their weary bones. I too must contribute how I can, for we are indebted to our honorable defenders.
At its peak, Boletaria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast and compassionate. In the distant southern kingdom, Boletaria was known as paradise on earth. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land. Here in Boletaria, we speak of the legend of the two swords and the last hero. The two swords are Demonbrand and Soulbrand. One sword banishes that which befouls man, and the other banishes man himself. The last hero is old King Doran. King Doran is the everlasting one, founder of Boletaria and protector of the two swords. Of course, only according to legend. But in the dark state of our land, legends are all we can depend upon. King Alant led Boletaria with a round table of brave knights. The royal twin Fangs, Valafax and Bjor, Alfred, the Knight of the Tower, Metas, the Knight of the Lance, and the brave tribesman Longbow Ulan and his fearsome legions. But today, Boletaria is an abysmal mess. Valafax was lost, and Bjor slipped through the fissure, never to be heard from again. All the rest, along with Boletaria, have been devoured by the fog, and will soon be prey to the demons. The Boletarian knights are no longer. But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself.
Three very important conversations there. And yeah, I just wanted to confirm Ostrava had nothing more to say. We're going to start Stonefang Mine soon, or Stonefang Tunnels soon enough. World 2 of the game. We're going to be starting World 2-1 in just a moment. I'm double checking my equipment. While I do that, Baldwin alluded to an expert smith in Stonefang, and we'll meet him sooner than you think, in the very first level of Stonefang Tunnel. Stonefang Tunnel. I think I called it Stonefang Mines at first. Thomas made reference to saints and sages who make the Nexus their home. He was referring to Saint Urbane and Sage Frake, both of whom we're going to rescue over the course of this playthrough. And of course, their apprentices and disciples. Ostrava had the most important conversations of all, or monologues, I should say. Weren't really dialogues. Before I get to Latria, He confirmed the pronunciation of Demon Brand and Soul Brand, which I'm thankful for. And he also told the tale of the last hero, Old King Doran, founder of Boletaria, and he does protect one of the swords. In fact, one of them resides in his sanctum, the Mausoleum, and Ostrava holds the key to Old King Doran. And this merchant has nothing important to say. I think the crystal lizard over here ran off, actually. I scared him off already. You pretty much need to come up the stairs with the thief's ring on to not scare him off immediately. But there's a hero's soul here, and we could use some souls early on. He also mentioned something, Ostrava did anyway, mentioned something really important. He mentioned the King's Brave Knights, Alfred, the Knight of the Tower, Metas of the Lance, and Ulan, Longbow Ulan. And back there you saw, I think this is the first time we've seen that, the blue summoning sign where you can summon a helpful blue phantom to come and participate in some jolly cooperation and help you out with the world you're in. Ah, shit. I got grazed by a rock. Alfred the Tower Knight, as you might imagine from the name of the boss that we just fought in the last episode, the Tower Knight, is one of those knights of the king. And Ulan was the demonic incarnation, or Phalanx was the demonic incarnation of Ulan and his legions. His or her, I can't actually remember. It's her, but Ostrava refers to Ulan as a him, mistakenly. And I will tell you how he is mistaken, because we actually meet the corporeal forms, or phantom human forms of all three of the NPCs he mentioned. And Metas of the Lance is the third boss of Boletarian Palace, World 1. And then in World 1-4, the fourth level, all of them appear as Black Phantoms, except not in the Phalanx Tower Knight Penetrator forms. Instead, they appear in their human forms as Black Phantoms. I'm just gonna kill this fat official here. I think this is the first fat official we've seen in the game. Surprisingly not in Boletarian Palace, where you would expect to see a fat minister or fat official. So I was talking about, before I go on with Stonefang Mines, there's still some things to cover about what Ostrava was saying. I don't know if there are translation issues, or if the character is just expressing inconsistencies based on, just having the very human quality of being fallible or forgetful. What we got there, before I go on with Ostrava, is a crushing battle axe +1. Much like the Crescent Falchion, the crushing battle axe scales with our attributes, except what the crushing prefix on an item does is it gives the weapon bonus damage that scales with your strength, much like how Crescent weapons give the weapon bonus damage that scales with your magic stat. And you upgrade crushing weapons using Greystones. Anyway, about Ostrava, there are definitely a few typos and inconsistencies in the game. For instance, there's a character who I think we've seen on the loading screen named Lord Ridiel, the guy with the staff. And his name is spelled Rydell on the loading screen, but there should be another Y in there. It should be Rydyell. Ostrava also refers to Ulan as a male, even though, like I said, we meet her in Black Phantom form as a human, and she is female. Ostrava also mixes up Bior and Valorfax, which it can be pretty funny, because if you have that conversation with him after you rescue Bior, he claims that Bior was the one who slipped through the fog, never to be seen again, when Bior is sitting right next to him. let's see, there's another character in the game who's named Patches, who if you talk to him winds up misspelling and mispronouncing Lazaya as Razaya with an S instead of a Z and an R. Oh, I mean an R instead of an L, sorry. Kind of lost focus there. And that is more of an understandable mistranslation because it's probably just the original Japanese Razaya with an R in the Romanized version with the L. He also says, I think, Vito of the Moonlight, or the Vito the Moonlight Knight instead of Vito. Ostrava was also expressing his naivete about his father, the king. And he also paints this picturesque vision of a grand fantasy kingdom that's so starkly juxtaposed against this oppressive world of demons and soul-sucking monsters. Miners here really aren't aggressive at all. The only miners that will flat out attack you without provocation are the ones who carry pickaxes around. Otherwise, you can just walk through an area where these miners are minding their own business. They're mining their own business. Oh god, I'm the worst. And there's a dog ambush up here. It's nothing like the one in the last level, though. Or in the level we just did in the last episode. It's actually significantly easier to deal with this one. With a Thief's Ring, it's actually even easier to get around it, but we don't need the Thief's Ring up here. And before we go in that door on the right, where there's another fat official, you can hear him laughing. Check for treasure on the left, of which there was none. Wonderful. Oh, you know what? Ostrava said something else that was interesting. He mentioned that the kingdom to the south, I believe he said something about they looked up to Boletaria as this grand kingdom. According to the knight class description, Latria resides in the south. So I think Ostrava is making mention of the kingdom of Latria revering Boletaria. There's an ambush waiting through this tunnel, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to fight in this tunnel because, like you see, my weapon just glances off of the very narrow corridor so easily. If you're bringing a very large weapon through here, it can be a pain. Spears are nice here. Spears and longswords that have the R2 thrusting attack. Don't want them breaking my guard. Okay, we are fine. We're good to go. As for World 2 Stonefang Tunnels, let's see. First, I guess let's talk about World Tendency events in this particular level of Stonefang. In World 2-1, there is one tendency event, one World Tendency event. In Pure Black World Tendency, Pure Black World Tendency, pickaxe. In Pure Black World Tendency, pickaxe. No, in Black World Tendency, or one shade above, actually, you get a primeval demon spawn back. You know the elevator we took to get up to where the first fat official was and the crushing battle axe? If you take the elevator all the way down instead of all the way up, there is a primeval demon waiting down there. Primeval demons are like big, fat-looking slug monsters, kind of. They're like a cross between a catfish and a slug. This breaks on the right, and I could, even knowing that it broke on the right, I couldn't avoid falling. And so when you kill a primeval demon, they don't offer much resistance, they don't fight back much, unless you're standing straight in front of them and they have a weak little bite attack. You kill primeval demons for colorless demon souls. You can only kill one primeval demon per world per playthrough, so you get a maximum of 5 chances at colorless demon souls per playthrough. And colorless demon souls are used to upgrade unique weapons. So, an example of a non-unique weapon would be just a regular falchion, a regular longsword or broadsword. Another non-unique weapon would be one that comes pre-upgraded. like the Crushing Battle Axe we got, the Crescent Falchion, or anything that you upgrade down one of those upgrade paths on your own, crushing, tearing, so on. A unique weapon would be, say, the Adjudicator's Meat Cleaver, which we will forge after we kill the second boss of this world. Just gonna kill some miners. Ah! I'm getting hit from above. So there's something else interesting to note about the miners. The ones like that who carry sacks around, if you kill those specific miners, you can loot their sacks. Oh. I'm like a child. You can plunder their sacks for riches. And usually those are the ones that will drop a boatload of gems. Or gems. Upgrade stones like that. That guy had a bunch of clear stone. Now we just... When you get up here and you fall down, you just have to make your way back the way you came. And this is the second room with all the miners. Oh, I think I went too far. Yeah, the tunnel's over in this one. There we go. Little bit turned around. Not too bad, though. Stonefang Tunnel, one we know from the barbarian description, used to be a barbarian settlement. And it was an excavation site under King Alant's control, supposedly, and that's most likely why the fat officials are here. The fat officials, according to the hat that you can get from them, or from one of them specifically, they are most likely manifestations of King Alant's demonic possession, his madness. They appeared just before the demons came, before the colorless fog enveloped the land and brought the demons with it. And they prided themselves on torturing the citizens of Boletaria. So for them to be here draws a pretty clear parallel between Boletaria and Stonefang. And Stonefang is populated by these scale miners, these people, these things, these creatures that work tirelessly, mindlessly, trying to extract ore from the tunnels. And I believe that's stated in the Archstone description, that they are stubborn excavators who... Actually, I think even the Archstone description mentions that there was a Boletarian connection. I think it said something like they were excavators who supported the soldiers of Boletaria. And without their souls, without the skill miners possessing souls, they lost their minds and their free will, and they just continue to work endlessly. Hey, there's that blue soul sign again, but we want to get the item. No! Shit! Well, back up we go. So, where was I with that? It's possible that the fat officials, who again take pride in torturing the citizens of Boletaria, were partially responsible for removing the souls and thus the free will and sanity of these miners, turning them into slaves, much like the Dreglings. And the Dreglings are interesting to consider as a slave race because we have clear proof that they were merely slaves. They all drop slave shields. And then there's the Dregling merchant who delivers a line that's something along the lines of at least oh man, what is it? It's something like at least the demons don't send us to die in battle. But anyway, we are actually running pretty short on time, and I didn't get to talk as much about Stonefang as I wanted to. So I guess, since we're going to be going deeper into the tunnels throughout this and the next several episodes, I will talk more about Stonefang in the next episode and just, let's see, I'll start wrapping things up for now. And then, when I head through the fog, that will trigger the end of the episode, and fireworks will play, and the clarion call of the trumpets will signal the end of the world, and I am just blabbering on incessantly. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching once again. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, do all the things, talking with a high inflection. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.